Yesterday, Donald Trump appeared extraordinarily disoriented by simple questions to such a degree that he left without swearing in Tulsi Gabbard, leaving Tulsi standing there wondering what's going on, and even confusing Newsmax. Going, what happened to the swearing in? So let's just jump into this. Here is Trump spitting out random words in one of these, he calls it the weave, others call it cognitive decline. I challenge you. What on earth is Trump talking about here? See if you can unwind it.
And instead of using hydraulic, like on tractors that can handle anything from hurricanes to lightning to anything, they used magnets. It's a new theory. Magnets are going to lift the planes up, and it
lift the planes
doesn't work. And they had billions and billions of dollars of cost overruns. I met the architect. I said, have you designed a ship before? This is one of the biggest ships in the world. It's like landing at LaGuardia Airport. But you look at the kind of waste, fraud, and abuse that this country is going through, and we have to straighten it out. We have great people. And
Trump just ranting, just confused. He was asked how quickly should the Department of Education just completely be closed? And Trump goes, immediately, it's a scam.
How soon do you want the Department of Education to be closed?
Oh, I'd like it to be closed immediately. Look, the Department of Education's a big con job.
It's a big con job. You know, there's no doubt that we have problems with public education in this country. Some of those problems are because we have Republicans trying to destroy the Department of Education. This is a classic. They do it with Obamacare. They do it with the Postal Service. They're considering doing it with Social Security. If you don't like the program, you just damage it. You starve it. You strangle it. And then you go, it's not working very well. No, it's not, because of all the things that you were doing. But it is critical to understand that if you look at the educational disparities in this country, you look at the amount spent per pupil, certainly in many blue states with good public education systems compared to what is spent in a lot of these red states per student. But even further, you look at what is spent per student in private schools that are only accessible to the top 10, 5, 2, 1% of the population compared to some of the average or even mediocre public school systems. And you go, wait a second, if we get rid of the Department of Education, that disparity only gets worse. And so even though Donald Trump did bamboozle a lot of people with this populist rhetoric about being for the everyman, like all these populists do, populists and faux populists all over the world, it's going to be good for the average person. We're going to clean everything up and then get you set up. We'll get rid of fraud and abuse. And you do this just average household, two people working, making 60 grand a year between the two people. You are going to be able to have better education for your kids without money coming out of your pocket. You will have access to health care without more money than you can afford coming out of your pocket. And then you go, wait a second, if you get rid of the Department of Education, people who can't afford private education are just going to be further damaged in terms of what their children are going to have access to. So the con job is Trump saying we're going to get rid of the DOE. A couple other clips from this, and then we're building up to when Trump just walks out without swearing in Tulsi. It's crazy. Trump says that there are large swaths of the government that are just completely fraudulent.
The billions of dollars that they're giving to, and it doesn't make sense. It is interesting that when you're looking for fraud, you look at items, hundreds of items, and you'll find one or two, maybe, if you're lucky. Here's something where you look at data, and they're all fraudulent.
It's all fraud.
No, by just looking at the topic, they're all fraudulent, except it's the opposite. You'll find one or two that's like a legitimate reason. So
Trump says, just start slashing. Elon's doing great. Trump then essentially directs Attorney General Pam Bondi to open politicized investigations against people.
Money that shouldn't go because we caught it before it was sent out, but they want the money to go anyway. And I think you're going to have a lot of things to look at, Pam. I really do. What's going on with this whole thing? And this is just one group. We haven't talked about Department of Education. We haven't talked about the military. We haven't talked about a lot of things that are very big.
So Trump directing Pam Bondi, you got to look into these people. And finally, an enfeebled and disoriented Trump, once again confused, forgets to swear in Tulsi Gabbard at Tulsi Gabbard swearing in, leaves the room. You will see Tulsi look confused. You will hear Newsmax very confused. Wow.
Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you. Thank you.
Quickly, let's go. Come on, guys. Hey, guys, let's move. Come on. Let's go, guys.
All right, folks, there you go. President, we were hoping to see Tulsi Gabbard getting sworn in here, but apparently that's not going to happen.
There you go. Trump forgetting why he was even there to begin with and simply leaving the room. Tulsi looks confused. Tulsi's husband looks confused. Pam Bondi looks confused. This is where we are. It is a land of confusion, as Genesis once said. Did you know that an estimated 5 billion plastic hand soap and cleaning bottles are thrown away every year? Our sponsor, Blueland, is on a mission to eliminate single-use plastic by reinventing cleaning essentials to be better for you and better for the planet with the same cleaning power that you're used to. The idea is super simple. Blueland offers refillable cleaning products with a beautiful, cohesive design that'll look great on your countertop. You fill your reusable bottles with water, drop in the tablets, wait for them to dissolve, and you'll never again have to grab the bulky cleaning supplies on your grocery run. Refills start at just $2.25. You can set up a subscription or buy in bulk for additional savings. And Blueland products are independently tested to perform alongside major brands. They are free from dyes, bleach, and harsh chemicals. From cleaning sprays to hand soap, toilet bowl cleaner, laundry tablets, all Blueland products are made with clean ingredients you can feel good about. Blueland is trusted in over 1 million homes, including mine. I've been using the Blueland dish detergent and the toilet bowl cleaner for a while. Couldn't be happier. And you'll get 15% off your first order at blueland.com/Pacman. The link is in the description.